Hello. It did the spinny thing. That's what it did. The
I didn't see it do it again.
the more I see the yellow dice go through and like do the spinny thing, the more I realize I should have made it green, because of the I'm fucker meter.
There's always time.
That's funny. That's really funny.
But we already have the green one
you can
being
also
the
just turn
Zelda
the
one.
I'm fuckometer yellow.
That's true. We could always do that, especially since
It's been green for like 3 years. Don't you fucking touch it.
Especially since it should be very mad, because I think the last time we had game, we didn't actually roll it. Or was it the game before? Was it last game?
I think I had to roll it twice, and whatever the higher number was.
Yes.
I think that's what we decided on.
So it was the game before that we didn't have it, not last game. Got it.
No, yeah,
I think so.
It was the game before.
Alrighty then. So when we are going into this, give me one moment. Let me turn off my light. Because I don't want it shining like crazy on top of my freaking peripheral. They're back.
This jerky is so fucking good. So chat, I've been working out lately with Lynn. I'm so proud of myself. We had day 1 yesterday. We've only done one day.
And then today you did more stuff.
We did a bit. We did a little bit today. Most of a warm up. So right now I'm rewarding it by undoing my workout with chow mein.
Yeah, it sounds like a bad idea.
Well, it's okay. This was homemade chow mein, so it's only a little bit healthier.
Chad, I streamed for 6 hours today and screamed at a Charmander.
Yeah, you did.
I put it in the live chat. The clip is there. It's called "It's a Charmander."
Do you want more jerky?
No, I have mint gum in my mouth, and if I have the maple spicy jerky with my mint gum, I'm probably gonna vomit.
That's true.
Well,
it's so good though.
With all this being said, let's go ahead and jump over to the room here and get into everything. Just sort of jump right into everything. Here we are. We're back in the room. The town doesn't have the purple filter over it, so you don't think it's nighttime anymore. We have all the things over here. It's completely loaded down with as many NPC tokens, more than we've ever had in a single room before. And we're still not with all of them because some of them got stolen from us. But we're not going to worry about that thing because we're going to talk about what happened last time. Does anybody wish to do it, or am I going to do it? Understood. So
yeah, you should just do it. I just saw Tristan's clip and it just emptied my brain of any actual thought. That was really funny. Holy shit.
I can't believe you destroy thought.
What if that Charmander crit you? That would have been so funny.
You mean it wasn't already? Shut the fuck.
Well. I accidentally you freaking pressed the thing there. I don't think they heard you. Last game,
fuck you.
You guys had made your way away from the shores of Lake Laogai, making your way back over toward the large castle, the palace of the Earth Kingdom, inside of Ba Sing Se. Whenever you guys got there, everybody was started rounding up all the unconscious people and putting them in one side of the room because might as well keep everybody at a distance. All the unconscious people over there. That way we can figure out who all we can actually interact with over here. Everybody had some neato interactions that they wanted to go through with. We had Luca having some interactions with your guys' boss that you finally got to finish the first mission you ever went out to do. By finally debriefing Daolan that you guys have found the Avatar, as well as protected the Avatar, did everything with the Avatar, taught the Avatar, got the Avatar away from the Black Rings, helped the Avatar destroy parts of the Black Rings, recruited some of the Black Rings, and everything went kind of down. And then also you have family now. Ichibei is a family. There's also other families. Look at all those families over there. They're yours now. Congratulations. And he decided to sit down.
Where are my birthday presents? I'm like 25 years old. Give me 25 presents right now.
Where's his?
I don't care.
He decided to sit down after all of that. After all of that got brought up to him. We had Mei Li having the Karao trying to figure out more things out about him because he's currently completely bound up in his mouth and everything, so he couldn't really speak or anything. Colin made his way over. You guys were able to get Colin up to speed, Melee, about what exactly is going on with him, and then let him know that, oh, the Karao is your dad. He's also right here. And they were able to help get the metal off of the Karao and attempt to give some sort of a sternness to them. They're like, hey, if I'm gonna be a family member here, I gotta step up now. Otherwise, I will never be able to. You'll have to wait and listen whenever I get ready to fix you. And Karao didn't like that, but he shut himself up. He respected it. He didn't like it. But we'll see how things kind of go there. They were able to get most everything off of them after the explanation, and Colin is kind of just sitting there trying to figure out exactly where his place in the world is now that he knows his dad is a dragon. But we'll check in on that in a little bit later on. We also had a interaction with where are you at? There you are, Akira. With Akira and their family. His dad had made his way here and seemingly is trying somewhat to be kinder to his son and trying his best to be like, oh, you brought honor to the family. And Akira's like, dude, for the last fucking time, that's not what I'm trying to do. But he was trying his best to do things, and mom made her way over and tried to push the two of them closer together, and then said that they want to go on a large sightseeing adventure whenever everything is settled, and you got to go with us. And Akira's like, yeah, sure, we can go and check out the entire Earth Kingdom once we're done saving the fucking planet. But if I make it back alive, if I can make it back alive, flag coming out of hair. Crimson flag. And we had Rue making his way over and hanging out with his prisoner friend. At first, telling her to go and speak with the Avatar because the Avatar's right over there. This is the previous Avatar, the guy that you've sworn your life to and stuff. And there he is over there. You can talk to him and figure things out and figure out what he's all about. And she's like, dude, I'm kind of scared about this because, like, if everything you do say is true, then I kind of wasted my life. And Rue's like, no, you didn't waste your life. You did things. It's like, so she went and talked to him. Came out of it not feeling very great. Made her way into a room adjacent to everything. Rue finally learned their name was Nya. And whenever Nya was kind of looking out in a way, Rue made them some tea, and she was like, man, it sucks that this tea is neat because I'm always gonna associate it with a bad memory. And Rue's like, no, don't worry about it. This tea ain't even that good. I'll make better tea later. And she's like, well, you know, we could, if you wanted, we could make it not a bad memory. And then they
those are definitely words.
Mm-hmm.
I think
they murlocked
Accurate,
at each
very
other.
accurate. Yeah.
Oh.
No, they did a kiss. At which point she was like, "Hey, thanks for, you know, doing all the things you've done, even though I've been kind of a bitch. And you know, if I'm gonna go over here to this room and chill out. This room over here, down right over that way. I'm gonna go chill out over there in that room over there, right over there, just sleeping over there in that room, right down the hall, right there, right over there, like 3 doors down."
Yeah, I get it. I'll go there later.
And then they made their way away. After that, we finally got to Jin, who got to speak with Oma. Oma is currently sitting there, telling people what to do, doing things, because, you know, they're one of the kings of these places. While nobody really truly understands that on a big level, most of the Daily around here are more happy that nobody's trying to murder them for being bad guys, so they'll listen to fucking anybody. At this point, Jim made their way over. They talked a little bit about how one of the four is gone. They talked a little bit about how the other one has basically let the Earth Kingdom slip away from them to the point where it is basically assured that they're not going to have the same kind of hold over their people as they once had. And that eventually something has to happen, and that the four kings need to grab somebody new and need to get somebody else ready to take over. That is, unless Jin just wants to take over, and Jin's like, nah, I don't want to do that. And she's like, oh, that's good, but can you sit here in this throne beside me and like tell people what to do as I'm telling people what to do? Oh, and actually, can you actually just tell people what to do, and I won't tell anybody what to do? But I'll be the one in charge, but you just tell people what to do. And Jin's like, that sounds a lot like you're making me do things that you don't want to do. You're not gonna say anything to that? I guess I'm doing that then.
So I feel like just been fucking coerced and just doing something stupid.
So Jin currently is giving orders around the Earth Kingdom, while Oma is sitting back and doing whatever it is she wants to do, similarly to how she always operates, with a figurehead in front of her. But yeah.
It's lucky I like her sass.
She's very sassy, very nice, very, 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 very good sass. With all that being said, everybody had a little bit of a gathering of peeps. At this moment, everyone is going to be potentially figuring out where they're going to be going off for the remainder of their day, because most everyone has almost died today. So they are going to attempt to make their ways off into their separate ways and potentially rest. That being said, if there's anything anybody wants to do before they rest, obviously we'll talk about that in a second. But
I got a die to roll.
Yeah, before you do, Deco, you missed something at the start.
How dare you?
Go on, do your thing. You got something to say?
What I miss?
Maybe something along the lines of. Oh no, go for it.
I was gonna say Ichibei getting saved by Luca and then unlocking bending and break wrist.
Actually, I forgot. I didn't know if that was last game or it was the game before that he got his bending.
Yeah, the game before was I'm dying. The game or the game before that was I am about to die, and the game before that was I'm dying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is my resurrection. Last game was my resurrection.
Everybody had mostly seemingly almost died. Ichibei himself had basically died. Was seemingly gone around with a bunch of people trying to gather things together to resurrect him, more or less, through some blood bending as well as some healing prowess between the avatar, the previous avatar, and Luca. They were able to not only revive him to a point where he wasn't going to die, but also give him earthbending powers. The same earthbending powers that were taken from him whenever he was a young lad. So yes, Ichibei now has earthbending. He's an earthbender now. Look at that earthbending. Look at all that earthbending he can do. He can break people's wrists now.
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
It be.
So, with all that being said, you said you wanted to roll a dice.
I got a die roll, but first, hey Will.
Yeah, I will.
Hey Will.
Hey. Thanks for the raid.
That's actually funny that they end like around right now, because they start, I think, at 6, which means until we actually change up times and dates and whatever, Will's always gonna end right before we go here. So if you guys want to check out the Digimon game that Will has recently started up, it's over on Will of Tales, and he's doing pretty good with it, from what I can tell. People seem to really like it. It's very neat.
18.
That is a high.
That's fucking high as shit.
That's a 90% chance of fuck.
It's kind of scary.
I'm kind of scared. That's
but I've already died once.
Yeah, what else could happen? Nothing, that's why. All that being said, you have all made your way into this place. At this point, you guys each will be feeling the effects of the fact that each of you have basically went to the absolute edge of your ability to fight, having taken in a bunch of different scents and a bunch of different different poisons and strikes and a bunch of other things that had happened to each of you. You all are extremely tired at this point. I would like to know, does anybody want to do anything before the end of the night? Is there anything in particular anybody would like to do? As night falls.
I got a bedroom to go to. That's it.
The bedroom over there, the one that's about 3 doors down over that way.
Three
the
doors
one
down,
one that's a little bit off in that direction over there. That
Yep.
way.
Yep.
You wanna make your way over there?
Yeah, I will knock first, but yeah.
Well, we'll have you go off over there. We'll see what's going over there. Let's see what's up. Does anybody else need to do anything?
Hey, where's Thunderman at?
Thunderman.
Yeah.
Which
is Thunderman
Thunderman?
here?
Which Thunderman?
Lightning bending man.
You
at
mean
the-
the Avatar?
Is he here at all? My teacher, Master Sama.
Yeah, he's
Son?
down here with all these bison.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to him.
You can make your way over there and see if you can chat him up. Anybody else doing anything for the night?
When we ended last game, my girlfriend took me away, so I guess I'm chilling.
That's true. Jin, you are currently trying to figure everything out as far as delegating and getting people to do what you say. So I'm gonna say that you're basically busy for the remainder of the night.
What do you mean they don't pay taxes? Get the fuck down there with a bag and make them. Fucking nobles.
Melee, is there anything in particular you want to do before the end of the night?
I remember last game, Colin was able to get the metal mouth stuff off of the Karao.
Yeah, he said that he was going
let
to
him let him stew on the handcuffs. So unless there's more happening with that, not really.
He said he's going to be gathering up as much energy as he can. He's going to have to rest up a bit before he can fix that. But
Yeah.
he can essentially get that done before you guys go to actually rest.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to do other than that?
No, I'm good.
Okay. That being said, then let's go ahead and go to those of you who are going off toward other things. Let's start off with Rue.
Okay.
Rue, you make your way a couple of rooms down from where you are. Upon doing so, you knock on the door before you find that the person behind makes their way up to it and moves one of the doors and then curtains to look out to you. As she does, she motions inside like, "Come on."
Makes his way in.
You make your way in. Upon doing so, you find that inside there is a strong smell of tea wafting throughout the area. You note that after a bit of time had passed, it is now very much getting into the late night. Upon coming in there are she goes over and sits down at a small table that is looking off over top of the most of the rings of Bossing Say, looking down over them. You actually can see from where you are off in the distance what appears to be Lake Lao Gai a little bit off away from you. That being said, when she sits down and looks over to you, she just seems to pour herself some tea and just wait for you.
He'll sit down next to her.
You sit down at the table. She looks over to you.
Make some more tea.
Well, you made me some, so I felt I should make you something. But I didn't really understand a lot of the more fancy brews they had here, so I just grabbed some tea leaves.
That works for me. As long as it's made by you and had all the effort, then it should taste good.
I wouldn't call it effort. But yeah, so, how do I...
He'll sip his tea.
How do I put this? Now that I've cleared my head a bit after everything, I guess. Thank you.
Rue will stand up and make his way towards her and give her a hug and just say no problem.
What there's is everybody from down south so touchy?
I mean, yeah, basically. Oh, come on, just enjoy the moment.
As you hug onto her, she just, well, if it's a cultural thing, then fine.
You're gonna have to get used to these.
And why is that?
You're gonna be coming along with us, correct? I assume.
I actually don't know.
Well, I wouldn't mind having you there, and we did say we'll make this a more happy memory, did we not?
I'm not sure how much I can actually do for you. Like I mentioned, I was a Black Ring, but I don't know anything about the desert compound or anything. All I know is it's in some kind of a tower or something.
And that's still useful. And besides, I think going there will help you, well, choose what you want to do next. After the Black Rings are gone, then you have all the choice to choose what to do with your life.
You think they're gonna be that easily stomped out?
And we have free avatars, so yeah.
Well, I guess if there's anything I can do to help, I'd like to be there. I'm not an amazing bender or anything like any of you. I know poisons, but that's about it.
And that can definitely be useful. I do know Isha can make a paralytic, so if we, well, work our minds together, then we should be able to make something really effective. Though we shouldn't talk about that right now, right? You said a good memory.
Yeah, I did. Growing up, I didn't really have a lot of time for crazy stuff like this. For tea and hugs.
Well, free to enjoy them all you like now.
Do you think we could...
Rue will smile and just go, we could.
I want... Do you think we could take things a little slow?
Mm-hmm. That's fine with me.
Just like that?
Don't you... There's no rush. Enjoy every moment. As long as this is a happy memory, right?
Yeah. I was thinking, if you wanted, we could stay here together tonight. Nothing crazy.
Hey, sounds good to me. Just have each other's company, right?
This is so weird. We spent nights together on bison and things before.
I mean, it's different now. Emotions are complicated. And hopefully eventually you'll get to figure them out. But for now, we have the rest of the night to enjoy in whatever way we want. If it's just by being in each other's company, then that's fine with me, as long as it's fine with you.
Yeah, I'd like to, if you don't mind,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know more about you. Since every time you tried to tell me anything before, I kind of shut you out.
To be fair, there's not that much about me. I'll try my best, actually.
When
So,
when we were on our way here, you kept trying to say that we were similar in some ways, and you kept trying to say that throughout your journeys, you've seen people who were similar, but you had said that you had seen some niceties in me because of it, and maybe we could just talk?
talk. Yeah, that can work with me. Yeah, I can try and explain all of that, honestly.
Good,
For
as
example,
long as it doesn't sound like a bore.
I'll try and make it as exciting as possible.
That wasn't what I meant.
I'm kidding.
Right. Do you want to, as she pours you some more tea, would you like to spend the night in this room chatting up with Nya and talking about each other?
Yes, sure.
As things go through, again, Rue especially, whenever it comes to things, a lot of things had happened while you guys were down in Lake Laogai, including the fact that most of you were taken extremely low in health and things. You were all right through most of it, so that's all right. That's good.
Yeah.
But as things go along, you do start getting more tired. And throughout the night, you guys do eventually, upon chatting everything up, doing things, you guys do eventually head to bed. It's some dark music for going to bed. There we go. That being said,
I mean, you usually go to bed in the dark.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
true.
what happens, especially in times where there's no electricity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you usually go to bed when it's nighttime.
So Akira,
Yeah, hello. My name is Akira.
after chatting with your family and your mother taking both Tetsuo and Kite off of you and having fun with them, you begin looking around, trying to figure out heat signatures of everything around you, until finally you are able to see out the person you are in need of, as you make your way over toward what you now know is as the previous avatar, the one that originally had restored some of your eyesight, but who you had up until now only thought of as a lightning bending master. As many questions went through your head, making your way over to them, you do find that they are currently just feeding the baby bison. And as you approach, they do look up to you as you find your way in front of them. Akira.
Hello, sir.
He steps away from the bison slightly and makes his way over to you. I had assumed I would speak with you, especially after what was said earlier about your eyesight.
I think my eyesight is the least of my problems right now. I need help. I need better control, precision of my lightning.
Very well, you do. Whenever you all made your way up from underneath the lake, it was very obvious that you had attempted lightning generation, had you not?
Yes, now my bones are screaming and my muscles are aching. And
Sending that much energy throughout yourself, you're lucky you're able to stand. You might have ripped apart your muscles entirely.
it felt like I died.
You very well could have. The core of where your energy lies is in your stomach. But when you direct lightning throughout your body, whenever you move it through your arms, it could very well not only destroy every muscle in your body, but also stop your heart. Which is why I told you not to do it.
We were in a desperate situation, and it was needed.
Your previous master was also in a desperate situation, was he not? You're too young to have that kind of a fate happen to you.
I couldn't let them die.
That is true. From what Jin Hailong had just showed me, and from what you had done just previous, it is obvious that you are one of the good people left in this world.
You say it like that, it makes it sound like the world's hopeless.
That is what I had believed whenever I was alive. My thoughts near the end of my natural life were always that I did not do enough. Whenever I first came up with the idea of living beyond my own mortal life, I believed that if I did so, I would be able to fix whatever was going on, the plight in the world that was gathering as more and more darkness entered my people and all the people around the world. Everyone became selfish, everyone became dark, and that included myself. Whenever I had finally seen the error of my ways when it come to my own immortality, it was already too late. I had created a force known as the Black Rings, one that had, from what I can tell nowadays, has been mostly just destroying everything in their path. Yet, when given the option to live a normal life, to gain more power than you ever sought possible, you gave it to your ally to allow him to awaken. Akira, I would like you to walk with me, if you still feel as if you can move those muscles of yours.
If I can't move them, I'll make them move. If I can't make them move, I'll crawl.
As he says, falling to the ground.
If I can't crawl, I will bite my way through the ground.
Good. You may very well need to. As he starts walking off.
Whoop.
As the two of you begin to walk, you find yourselves making your way outside of the palace, going down and around. You see, again, more Daily soldiers picking up different pieces of debris all around the place. You find that there are quite a number of places out here that are looking as if they are somewhat even beyond any kind of repair, thanks to the lava bending that happened out here. As you do, you make your way out, following after Dion Lee, until he gets you just over to where he's overlooking what appears to be the tree that you guys had went to before whenever you came here the first time. The spiritual tree that had once held the spirit Ro. As he motions to the tree, looking back to you, you again, if it wasn't for your brief ability to use your dragon eyes, you wouldn't be able to see what he was pointing to. But you know, whenever he said that, look over there, you turn on your dragon eyes. The day is almost over anyway, and you haven't really used them yet.
Right. Yeah.
But as he does this and looks back to you, you have gained favor from the dragons.
Sorry, hang on.
I will. All right. I'll wait right here. I see you are still crawling over. I will do my best to wait. But do not make me wait long. I'm old.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Weird shit happened.
No, that's cool. I see that you have gained favor from the dragons off to the west.
Yes, sir.
More and more creatures seem to understand something about you that I could not see before. But what I can tell you, one thing is that you have a ton of potential inside of you. You are one of the most talented benders I've ever seen.
It's very kind of you.
It is not meant as a kindness. The fact that you are such a powerful bender means that you also are the most at risk from your own ability. As a firebender, you should know every bit about the dangers of your own bending. How it could set fire to everything around you. How it can burn those you enjoy to be around, those you love.
Can also provide warmth in the cold.
It can.
It can do many destructive things, but it can act as a kindness to others.
That is true. Now tell me, what kindness will come from that lightning generation of yours? Fire can provide warmth. Fire can cook meals. Fire can help those around you. But the destructive force of lightning generation, what can it do other than kill? Yourself and others.
It can protect at a cost.
And the cost would be a death, is it not?
Possibly mine. A cost I'm willing to accept.
You're a fool.
I love them. I love my friends. I will not, cannot watch them die. If my life is to be collateral for them to live, I fully accept. I have to.
You are so different than myself. If I were to meet your master in the afterlife, I would give him a talking to. Unfortunately, that would not be the case whenever I perish. Which means I need to teach you what I can while I'm still standing here. Otherwise, you're just going to get yourself killed. You see that tree on the horizon there?
Yes.
I had once sealed a great spirit inside of it. A spirit of a dragon. The reason I did as such is because that tree is a spiritual hotspot around this entirety of the Earth Kingdom, where everything else in this place has been modernized, where everything else here has been built into societal norms. That one space there is as nature intended. That one tree, out of everything around here, is the closest anyone will ever get inside of these walls to the spirits. I want you to fire lightning at it.
You want me to destroy something so sacred?
I do not. I want you to strike just below that tree. I want you to understand how much that tree means to these people. And I want you to give yourself as much understanding as to what you would be destroying if you were to miss. That is the training I set before you. Whenever you feel ready, you will only have one shot. If you're just a little bit off, that tree there will be destroyed, never to return. That is the precision that you need with your lightning generation. To hit something so precious and not destroy it. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Whenever you are ready to fire at that tree, let me know. Until then, for the next couple of days, I want you to generate lightning as much as you can. Until you feel the way you do now. Fire into the sky, fire into targets, fire wherever you wish. Get your precision to a point where you are ready. And if you fail, know what you have taken from this world, and never use lightning again.
Very well.
He starts to make his way away from you. He does stop right as he walks by you. Akira. Once you have achieved this, if you do, there is a gift I would like to bestow on you. All I can say is I might not be able to stop you from killing yourself. But I can at least help you make sure that whatever you do before you kill yourself is worth it. He continues to walk on.
Quite the interesting compliment, sir.
Akira, as you look off toward where the tree is with your dragon eyes at this point, you do sense, because you are using your spiritually charged eyes, you do sense that there is quite a lot of energy coming from that tree. It is quite a bit off in the distance, but you've seen your lightning. You know that distance is hardly a factor when it comes to it. You know that if you tried, you could attempt to strike over to it. But you cannot, from every time you've seen lightning be used, you cannot think of any way that striking that with lightning will not destroy it. Yet somehow you have to find a way. At the moment, you are pretty sure you're not going to be able to generate lightning tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go to sleep. I need to sleep. I really do need to sleep.
As you look out on the horizon, you turn heel and make your way back inside. As you do, once everyone is back inside, once everybody has done everything they wish to do, you would all be sent to different parts of the palace where there are rooms that are made for each of you. Eventually, each of you not only are sent to a room, but you are given whatever kind of niceties that you wish. Jin, you would be the last person to go anywhere.
Yeah.
As most everybody will be coming to you and Oma throughout the night, trying to figure out exactly what to do about certain situations happening. The fact that a lot of people in the Earth Kingdom are basically a step away from rioting. Since
Oh,
the
boy.
palace has been attacked. You do find that as after a bit of time has passed, after you've talked to a bunch of the Daili, looking back toward where the throne and the steps are, you do find that just outside of where Steve is, a Nuan seems to be sleeping on the rug on the steps. You look back to Oma, who also seems to be currently sleeping in the throne behind you. At this point, you also start feeling the fatigue. The fight that you had with the quote unquote Earth King hit completely have drained you. Not to mention the earthbending you had to do to try to save your friends from sinking down into the lake. Eventually, you find that some people would make their way to you, hoping to take people away and go off to bed. One person that would make their way over towards you in particular would be the previous Fire Lord. Not the previous Fire Lord, the current Fire Lord.
Yeah, that's the other guy.
Yeah. As Fire Lord Hakan would make his way to you, looking off toward where Nuan is behind you, he would give a bit of a smile. So, should I be referring to you as the Earth King currently?
Oh, maybe. I guess right now, technically, maybe. Ugh.
I am hoping to take my daughter off toward a bed of sorts. This should not be a place for anyone to be sleeping after everything they have done today.
To be honest, the rug does look really comfy right about now.
You should make your way off to bed as well. I have sent several words off toward the Fire Nation. The fight that we're having with the Southern Water Tribe is currently still underway, and we cannot take everything from away from there. We cannot take any more of our troops that we have sent. Currently, it seems, from what I understand before I had left, that a fair number of the Southern Water Tribe have left the Fire Nation's shores, seemingly making their way to the Earth Kingdom.
Great. Look, don't. I held those people off with just a bunch of the old clans of Sea Wong. I think I could handle them with an entire standing army of the Earth King. You just take care of you and yours, and they can figure that stuff out later.
There is not a lot that I can unfortunately give in terms of military aid for the Earth Kingdom. However, everyone here that I have brought with me, if you do need them, is at your disposal.
Last thing to say is about to riot, considering all the chaos that's been going on the last couple hours.
I have
confused and scared.
I have several respected captains here who could patrol the streets if you wish.
Could help. At least here. Bossing Say is too fucking big. I don't know who's decided we should be this large. It's possible.
You see him, upon saying that, he sort of raises his hand over toward the three captains over on the side. You note that the general makes his way there, as well as Rushin and Square, of course. Upon those three making their way to you, the three of them would give a small bow toward the Fire Lord, and then look to you with a nod before just give them the order, and they will make their way throughout the city and try to keep peace as well as they can. I know that it may seem strange to have Fire Nation soldiers marching throughout the streets, especially as of now, but if you wish, they are there. That is up to you if you wish to send any sort of message with that or not.
Well, seeing 3 of the most respectable Fire Nation captains I've ever met, which is still a small number, but a number of important people nonetheless, mixing with both Dai and Earth Kingdom guards, making sure the streets are safe, I think sends a very good message to the people of Bossing, say, about camaraderie and all that other garbage that people like to get all warm and fuzzy about.
Then we will go for it, then.
Besides, can't trust name but Dai right now do anything right. So, glad you 3 are the ones going to be handling it, at the very least.
If there's anything that you need, as far as the Dai are concerned as well, we can make sure if we can handle it. If you do not wish for more of the Dai to make their way into the streets, I can take up more irresponsibility.
Whatever is left, it's given the benefit of the doubt, but keep your eyes on them when we do see anything acting a bit weird.
We have brought a small amount of soldiers as well as a few members of the royal procession with us as well.
Yeah, have the fancy royal procession patrol the nobles so they keep their mouths shut, and have anyone else patrol the main streets and the lower rings.
Sounds good.
You know how nobles like to feel like they're the most important.
We will keep the procession to the upper ring then.
Oh, this was so much easier when we just had sand to deal with.
The 3 of them would make their way away. At this point, bringing with them several members of the Dai and some other Fire Nation soldiers off to the entrance of this place. As this goes down, you see that the Fire Lord would make his way over toward where Nuwan is. Looking down toward them, he would stop and look back to you. So, it appears that there is a second Nuwan here as well. After speaking with her, I can't help but feel strange seeing both of my girls much older than they should have been.
Spirit world is a horribly confusing place where it seems time and space mean nothing. You can kind of get used to it, but either way, either or, those Nuwans, they're good ones. Both of them. I'd be proud if they were my kids.
Oh, I am. I've been proud since I learned the day that they had brought themselves into my life, and was even prouder still whenever I had learned that she had the potential of being the next Avatar. Though, the past several years, I have seen that as more of a curse than anything. Especially seeing my future daughter and the way that she has been, treated. The fact that the me in that world probably did nothing to help her either. Jin.
The way...
You plan to make your way into the deserts.
You're gonna stop all this madness.
Will you allow me to accompany you?
You can promise she'll handle the heat, bro. All right.
I feel that if I were to bring this up to anyone, my sister, my brother, my captains, if I were to bring this up to anyone, they would tell me no. As the Fire Lord, I should stay as far away from whatever's going to happen as I can. But I feel sickened that I've not been able to help, and that apparently I wasn't able to help in the other part of this as well. To sit idly by while something like that could happen again to my Nuwan, I cannot think to bear to that.
Damn, you really should just let your brother stay on that throne. You know nothing about what it means to be a king. Look at you wanting to do things right and by your own hand.
If he wants it, he can have it at this point. Though I doubt that he does. My sister seems to want it more than him. But I'm not sure if she's ready for everything, especially with all the years she has missed.
Just need time. That's all. Besides, it would have been a way better kind of adventure in Soul anyway, it seems.
I wish that...
Just practical.
I wish that Nuwan wanted it. If they did, I would have a good reason to have them stay out of this next conflict. I would just hand over the reins here and now and be like, no, the Fire Lord shouldn't bring theirself to the front lines.
No, something. I never understood about kings and lords and all that. How often they say they want to do things, help people. They never do. That's why I tried to be different. I was always at the front of every raid, every conflict. Every new piece of inch by inch new territory we took. Especially from the Southern Raiders.
That is admirable.
It's what people should do when they want to make a better life for their people.
I agree. So Jin... There is one thing that I would need to bring up if I do make my way to aid you.
What would that be?
Well, if I do perish in the desert, you must make sure that if Nuwan ever wants that throne, that she can get it. No matter if she's the Avatar, no matter which Nuwan it is, no matter what my siblings may say. Will you help her fight for it if she needs it?
You didn't. She would never even need to ask me.
I did not think I did.
Not you or her. Not even a question.
He leans down and picks Nuwan up. As he does, he looks back to you. When I saw her rushing away, as far as she did, heading off toward that light that had shone over the lake, I saw how different my perception of her originally was. I will always hate that I missed out on any of the more vulnerable years, but I am glad that she was able to become a strong avatar, and it is all thanks to all of you.
It was always going to be a strong avatar, Khan. You just helped to make sure that she was a strong person first.
Let us know whenever we need to plan on making our way away. I will do as much preparations as I can beforehand and see if I can gather more people.
Oh, you have no idea what you're walking into, Fire Lord. Don't worry, I'll help you prep.
I will see you tomorrow then. As he takes Nuwan, he makes his way over toward one of the guest rooms off to the side. As he makes his way away, I'd like to know, Jen, is there anything at this point you are essentially walking? You are essentially at a point where you're like, if I take too many steps, I'm probably gonna collapse. Where are you wanting to go to sleep?
I really should get into a bed.
That's not a bed.
Sits.
That's not a bed, Jen.
Yeah. He just ruffles up the fucking white cloak and just puts it behind his head and just clocks out.
As everybody makes their way off to sleep, the next day would come, and I would like to bring up to everyone, at this point, you guys know that the entirety of the desert in front of you, somewhere along there, is where you guys need to make your way to. Inside of the desert, there apparently is a stronghold, some kind of a tower, apparently, according to Nya, that will be potentially your final battle. You don't entirely know exactly where it's at, but you do have a veritable army of people that could march into the desert at any time. You guys can have at this point as much time as you want in order to make your way down there. You guys can go within the next couple of days. You guys can go within the next couple of weeks. You guys can go within the next couple of months. The one thing that you guys do know, because of a prediction that had happened, is that Nuwan is said to make their way into the desert to have some sort of a battle in the summer. Currently, it is mid to late spring. Technically, the summer could be anywhere from next week to a couple of months from now to next year, if you guys really wanted to. If you guys sat there and told me we're gonna take a year off, we'd have to figure out how that works, but I'd be down. Just note that as long as you guys wait, as long as you guys have the plan, so do the people of the desert. So do the Black Rings. I only wanted to let you all know this because at this point, you guys can spend as many days as you'd like to here in Ba Sing Se. Or if you guys really wanted to, again, we'd have to figure out how exactly it would work. You guys could technically go just about anywhere with your bison.
Let's go across the ocean to the new world. Let's leave all this shit behind.
One thing you guys will note, because I just want to make sure everybody understands everything. One thing you guys will note is that there are over the next couple of days, which again we can just go right into the next day if we want to. We're not really talking about like anything linear right now. You guys will note over the next couple of days what you guys are missing. Currently, you guys would try but fail to find Brightwing. Anytime you guys try to call out to him, Brightwing apparently doesn't come, which is concerning.
His phone is on silent. It's okay.
It's just he just didn't turn his phone on.
Yeah.
You guys know that Grilled Cheese and Isha are gone.
I knew we should have got them chipped.
Right?
You guys were able to stop a lot more of your furry friends from getting kidnapped, at least, so that's good. But currently you guys are missing those. As well, you guys also note that when it comes to your allies, most of them are here. There are still a couple of people throughout the Earth Kingdom that you guys could potentially try to go and find to make your way into the deserts with. One being if you'd like to go and try to find Baja, the other one of the Oni that is off to the Northern Earth Kingdom. If you guys would like to try to find him, he is potentially somewhere. You guys could try to make your way to the Ona's place to see if you guys can somehow recruit them to your doing. You guys know that apparently the Night Mother did want you guys to somehow figure things out amongst things. If you guys wanted to, you could try and see if you could get the Night Mother to help you out with some things. Might be a big ask.
Yeah, especially since the Avatar's there.
Yeah, might be a big ask.
3 of them.
Right now, the only thing any of you truly have to do, Jin, because you are acting as current Earth King, you cannot leave Boss Sing Se until you put somebody else in that spot. And Akira, you are currently training with your lightning. So if you go to leave, who knows if you're going to be able to come back and grab that special thing that you might be getting.
Yeah, I was gonna train with the lightning thing anyway. That's kind of super important. Plus, I could see myself getting a few physical cabbages because I'm gonna get shocked a lot to high hell and back. So resistance is gonna be in order.
You guys also, over the next couple of days, will be able to talk with any of the people who were unconscious from before. So any of the people who have remained here, several of them being black rings. So some of them might have more information on the place in the desert you guys are going. Though from what you guys could tell from Nya, she didn't seem to know anything. So who's to say? Maybe someone knows, maybe someone doesn't. You guys know that Hit probably doesn't know exactly where things are. But he knows where the oasis was at the very least, but so does Jin, so who cares?
Yeah, I kind of remember where my house used to be.
I would like to know, do you guys want to... You guys at least have to wait the week.
No.
So we are going to give you guys up until then, up until the end of this week, before you guys decide exactly when you guys are wanting to go. If you guys want to go immediately or if you guys want to wait. That being said, a lot can happen in a week. So let's figure out what that a lot can be. We're going to go to each of you and we're going to see what all you guys want to do over your next week or so of either training or cooperation or any sort of things you guys might want to get going, get done. As we do so, we will start off with those who I know what they're doing. That way we can give the others a bit of a chance to figure things out. So let's start things off first off with Akira. Akira, we know that you are going to be training your lightning bending.
Correct.
This is something that you are hopefully going to be able to figure out within the next week to try to see if you can somehow direct lightning toward this tree, strike it somehow without completely destroying it. As you
destroy it, you lose.
As you go about it, the first thing I would like you to do, as you said that you were wanting to try to get your resistance up, your resilience, your survival, your everything.
That's the word. Yeah, survival. Not strength. Survival. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
Well, currently, you have these nice little extra survivals on you, just like all the other ones down below did. So I am going to be getting rid of your guys' extra cabbages that you guys got from getting high in the underground.
Maybe I'm still getting high. Don't get rid of them.
I'm getting rid of your high cabbages.
Fine.
There you go. Melee, I'm getting rid of your high cabbages. There you go. So Akira.
Uh-huh.
At this point, do you have any idea as to how you want to actually go about your training? Because he gave you literally nothing. He said, hit a tree. If you hit it bad, then never hit a thing again.
All right. So Akira's thought process is that there are two ways he can generate lightning.
Mm-hmm.
One is the traditional way, but he seems to notice that natural lightning doesn't seem to do that. Natural lightning seems to, come from the sky or come from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So he would like to try and see if he can concentrate enough to see, hey, can I focus lightning in a spot somewhere else? So he would like to do two things. One, he would like to do it physically, like, hey, I'm going to generate from my fingertips, but he would also like to see if I could concentrate it in a different spot.
The way that lightning generation works in the Avatar world, the lightning is created from striking basically your inner chi against each other and creating the lightning inside of you. It is something that is unfortunately not correct as far as natural lightning is concerned. Even though in the Avatar world, apparently you can still redirect natural lightning, though natural lightning somehow meets in the middle, not actually going down to the ground. But hey, I don't think the people in the Avatar world understand science, so it's fine. So I will say that generating it somewhere off of your body probably would not be able to work. Just because of the way that that Avatar makes lightning generation. That being said, if you would like to, you had said you wanted to generate it from something else. One thing that does cross your mind is you could potentially try to extend your reach with your lightning, or attempt to focus it in a different way. You had just talked about making it come out of your fingertips, but something does come across your mind as potentially even making it coming out of something else that's connected to you, potentially. Such as, if you wanted to, you could maybe try to focus it through an object, maybe your halberd or your staff.
Like keeping it there or firing it out?
Firing it out there. The one thing that I'm saying that would be a benefit of that is that the lightning itself wouldn't be strictly firing from your fingertips, so it might actually help you as far as keeping yourself alive. That being said, it still wouldn't.
Oh,
Keep going?
like Thunder Spear.
Potentially.
Like I could just channel it through there and throw the fucking spear.
If you wanted to try something like that, you would have to. If you wanted to do something like that, then you would have to get a different kind of spear, because the one thing you have right now is a glaive. That is a big thing, big two-handed non-throwy thing. But you are embossing Say. Not only are you embossing Say, you are in a place where apparently metal bending exists. If you would like to try, you could try to set out among bossing Say and find some better sources of that. You could try to like get a spear made, or potentially get many javelins made or something over the next week.
Or would it be possible, since metal, is a highly conductive, material for, lightning and stuff, would it be a good idea to have like insulated metal tipped gloves?
Sounds to me like you're just begging to char your fingers into dust.
That's why you have them insulated.
Well, that's the thing. If they're insulated, then it keeps it in.
I'm gonna fire lightning, and the lightning just fucking envelops your hands.
That's the big problem I'm seeing with it. It's hard to insulate. It's hard to insulate something. It's hard to insulate something and also attempt to push it through. Because what I'm seeing with what you're trying to think of, and again, thinking science is very hard when it comes to Avatar, and I don't like it. But if you're wanting to have any sort of insulation, getting it to then the metal at the tips of it would be difficult. In my eyes, it just wouldn't seem to work. Because it's kind of like when you're wearing insulated shoes. They're supposed to be there to stop it from having the electricity come into your feet, which is the thing of this. If they're insulated gloves, it would most likely block it from getting to the metal tips of the gloves. You know what I mean?
Right. It would be...
I could definitely see if you wanted to do the other thing. I could definitely see if you wanted to throw something, because you definitely have the physique for it. You have one of the highest physiques in the party. I think you might have the highest physique in the party.
Oh shit, for real?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted to get javelins made, things that you could throw with your lightning, you could definitely do that. That is something we could 1000% do.
All right. So like, all right, so there are two things I would like to do. One, try it the traditional way, but I would also like to do Zeus lightning spears.
All right, let's go ahead then. Before we work on things like that, we'll say that you make your way over into town. You find some of the Dai that are metal benders, and you go to them and be like, "Hey, assholes, I need these things. You guys are lucky that you're not in jail. How about you go and try to get me these things?"
I need about 100 spears.
100? Oh, geez.
I am going to burn through these things. I am going to burn through these things like rich people burn through money.
Well, luckily, currently you guys have basically access to all of Ba Sing Se and all of anything you guys would need for your endeavors, so we don't have to worry about cost. You tell them that you need some very conductive metals that are shaped into throwable spears, things that potentially could work with things. They're asking, like, they're sitting there like, why the fuck would this guy want this? And you're the entire time rubbing your hands together, laughing maniacally. But yeah, they would definitely
Just like this.
They would definitely be able to get you some javelins and short spears to be throwing, and about 100 of them within a week. They could probably do that. They themselves might actually have those just in their Dai Li storage.
And the worst case scenario, if they only have 60, just make the rest of the 40. I could still train with like the common lightning.
We can deal with
that.
60, I suppose, but we're looking for 100.
I just imagine like Jin's trying to go through the work and just sees a commission for a fucking 100 spears. He's like, what the fuck? Who needs this many javelins?
How are you gonna carry all those?
And why is it on my?
They're carrying it for me. I'm practicing.
we're going into
Oh, you're practicing. Okay, I thought you. For some reason, all I heard is this will be a great ability. I need 100 of them, and I think about you in like this war armor with like 40 buckets, and I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck is he pulling these?
No, I'm carrying them all on my back like a fucking hay bale. It's just one big metal basket of fuck you.
You take one step in the desert and then you fall over and you can't get up and you start burning to death because the sun's so hot. And I feel bad for you, but I mean, you're too heavy. I can't pick you up.
I don't even make it into the desert. I'm inside the desert. I'm sinking in the sand at this point.
All I can imagine is like the satyrs from Diablo, just the fucking never-ending javelins.
We all get off of our bisons and you just fall off of it with the weight of a fucking truck and you start sinking into the sand because you're so fucking heavy.
It's just that stupid joke from actual Last Airbender.
It's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere.
We just don't find you again. You fucking go into the core of the earth.
With this being said, other than using the javelins, you are going to be using your regular lightning generation. So One thing I would have you do while you are practicing with your lightning generation, we're going to assume you're practicing over the week. So
correct.
I would like for you to give me 7 different element checks.
Jesus Christ. Go.
Oh, I do have a fleeting, just to let you know.
We'll do the fleeting on the first one.
Right. I'm feeling that one was to make sure if I hit the tree or not, but that's not what happened.
Well, it's kind of being used for that.
10.
All right, this is still the first one.
Yep. All right, so the first one.
So that'd be a 15 altogether for your first check. Your first day of training goes relatively well. You are unfortunately still having to only fire the lightning a couple of times a day because eventually it does start to overtake you. Roll me for the second day.
Am I rolling twice or one?
This is for the first. This is just one.
Okay. Again?
Another 10. That's another 15 altogether. The second day, things are going relatively well. It's around now that you get your first few javelins back from the Dai Li. They mentioned that that Jin was very confused whenever they got the thing for the bill for it, but they were able to get you 20 for now. So you go around and try to mess with them for the next day. The first thing I would like you to do is I'd like you to go ahead and roll me for your reflex for the third day.
Okay.
And this is not going to be the only roll for the third day.
All right.
Okay, and also roll me element.
If I get a 10 again, I'm gonna assume my dice is broken.
We'll put it in jail.
Fuck!
It's kind of a 10. Like, divided by 5. The first day you try messing with the javelins, you shock the ever-loving fuck out of yourself.
I imagine that would be the case, yes.
You grab it, the first one you chuck, nothing really goes down. The second one you chuck, you fill it with more electricity, and you literally the actual javelin snaps in your hand, and there's just a fucking Chidori almost just explosion around.
Oh.
As the Dai duck for cover.
Oh, hang on. I got it. They said redo element. I got it.
No. That was we don't redo things. It's gonna be for the next roll.
We'll do it for the second. We'll do it for the second one. All right.
Yeah, we don't redo things for fleeting guys. We make it for the next one. You have to throw the fleetings in before the rolls.
All right. Let's
next day.
All right. Next day.
Next day,
Reflex.
you are going for things. You try your best. You bring out the javelins once again. Some of the Dai have brought shields with them this time, made of wood.
Smart. Very smart.
Go ahead and roll me reflex first.
All right.
It's another 10.
What the fuck?
You know what? We're gonna put this dice in dice jail. This dice is bad. It's bad dice. I'm gonna copy you a different new dice. Here you go.
I'm gonna make more 10s.
Here you go, buddy. You still have your fleeting, which is good. So we're gonna have your fleeting come from this one. Hold on, I'm gonna change its color.
All right.
There we go. New dice. Here it is.
Okay. Let's try again.
First roll was a 10. You have 2 fleetings.
I can spin.
A 13 is already better. It's already better. Look at it.
God almighty. Thank
more.
Fuck.
One more roll.
Watch this. Now it's gonna be 13s all over.
It's better than 10s.
Yeah. 12. All right.
So, since you are messing about with that, you do find that today it doesn't explode on you when you try to use it. So go ahead and roll me survival before we roll element. That's a 13. That's good. It's a 13. And
right.
finally, roll me element.
I'm just laughing with the 10s.
I just need you to pass rolls so you don't die.
Oh.
That is an 11. Oh, there's a. All right. A 17.
There we go. Much better.
The fourth day, whenever you finally got your javelins, it doesn't explode on you. You toss it. You find that whenever you toss the javelin, it rushes forward in a straight line. As you rush forward with it, as it strikes where you throw it to, you find that when it hits, it seems to almost let out again, almost like that same kind of explosion of energy from on the point of impact. It doesn't destroy anything. It's almost as if when it strikes in, it releases the lightning out of it. As you look to it and as you see that happen, you make your way over to it and you pick it up. As you look to it, you can tell that from the area of impact, there was the spear. The spear did damage. That is very true. But it seemed to almost do more damage to the things around it more than it did to what it sunk into. Which is interesting. It's very interesting. It seemed to almost direct the lightning around it whenever you throw it, as far more than it actually struck with it, which is pretty neato.
Area of effect damage. Okay.
It seemed to strike everything on its way to the target more than it struck the target.
Okay.
As we go to the 5th day, during this 5th day, I'd like you to roll me for both of these. First, we're going to have you roll for your regular lightning bending.
All right.
So give me a regular element check.
I'm getting quite the workout in my bicep right now because I'm. Oh, fuck. It was almost a 20.
I will remind you, you do have these love spirations over here, which reroll things.
Yes. 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 1,000 times yes.
Go for it again.
Oh, and I got a fleeting.
You do have a fleeting, so we'll roll it twice.
All right. Okay.
One more. You want to do it? You want to do
5.
another love?
Yes.
One more.
All right, that's better.
Hey. All right,
13.
plus your 5, that's an 18. Your regular
that's
lightning
better.
generation for the day seems to be very on point. You don't exhaust yourself or kill yourself with it. It's pretty neat. Now we're gonna go for using the actual javelin as if it was a javelin. There's a target in front of you. People are ready for it. They're gathering around it. Roll me for your physique this time.
Right.
Since you now know how to put lightning into the javelin, we have to actually get you trained with a javelin itself. Fucking unnat 20.
Not
Roll me roll me for the element now, and you have a fleeting for this.
All right. Hell yeah.
This is the lightning aspect of your lightning spear here. You have 2 fleetings.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all the fucking inspiration.
You're lucky you had 2 fleetings.
Yes, I am.
This one's
That one.
Hey, yay, it's better. Last fleeting. This wasn't a 1.
Holding breath right now. Love inspiration.
All right, you have 1 more after this.
Sure do. Oh my god.
All right, do you want to use your last one?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right, let's go.
Give me the power of the sun. Spirit bomb.
Hey!
Oh, we're out of there. We're out of there. Okay.
With a 17, you strike forward with your with the spear. Once again, it seems to hit everything around it more than it hits it. You go to the target when you struck it. You find that there is a indent where the spear hit, so it still does spear things. It seems to almost go in further than what you would think that would have went into it as well. However, you only see a minor burn around the point of impact. As you look it over and as you see this, you find that this is the kind of lightning generation you might be able to hit the tree with if you wanted to.
Oh my god, my right arm is spasming right now.
We're getting to the last days of the week. I would like to know, do you want to continue training with the javelin, continue training with your regular lightning generation, or do you want to take a chance at the tree?
Oh boy. Now I still have White Lotus tokens.
You have 3. Look at these 3.
Or I have 8.
That's true.
That is something that you said just now with words.
Boop,
Yes.
boop, boop, boop,
I
boop.
said that all with words. Okay. All right.
Do you want to try for the tree, Do you want to keep practicing?
I want to keep practicing.
What do you want? What are you wanting to practice with? Are you wanting to practice with your javelin, or are you wanting to practice with your regular lightning generation?
I feel like regular lightning generation will be fine for close to mid-range combat. But if I'm going for long-range combat, I'm gonna go for the Zeus spears. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do Zeus.
Give me another physique.
Okay.
That's an unnat 20. Roll me for the element.
Here we go.
Do it.
Watch it be a net 1. 4. Close enough.
You strike into it with it during the last day. As you do find that your spirit is waning. As you look toward the target, as you think back to it, as you're trying your best, now that you know what you want to do to hit the tree, you're starting to like let in less and less of that energy. You're wanting to make sure that it doesn't destroy the tree. However, in doing so, you barely are able to do any lightning into this spear. You realize this, and then you square up for it again. We're going to do it one more time today, since you said you're focusing on this. And I will remind you, you have these. You have to use them before you roll.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to not use... I'm trying to save those for, like, the tree.
I hear you.
So, if I do fail, I will probably use one if I fail.
Well, you can't use them if you fail.
Well,
you have to use them beforehand.
Hang on. Cancel that. Cancel that.
You have to use them beforehand.
Use one then.
Okay. Roll me 2 times.
All right. I'm rolling for element.
Yeah, we'll go straight to element this time.
All right.
You're trying to figure out just as much electricity to put into it. You're trying to figure out that sweet spot.
Hang on a second.
Also, hello, Phantom. I know you've been here for a bit. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Phantom.
Sorry,
I looked in at 9:30 and saw you were here, but we're doing this, so we'll get hello.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, roll me twice for the element.
All right.
And one more
12.
time. The 12 plus 5, that is a 17. You strike in. You feel as if you've hit it with as much energy as you possibly can muster right now. At this point, you know that the party may or may not be trying to leave after tomorrow. You don't know how much more time you'll have with the avatar. If you're gonna do it right, if you're gonna do it now, the 7th day is the time. If you want to tell your friends you need more time to train, you can also do that. I'd like to know, do you want to attempt to strike the tree on the 7th day?
Yes. Yes, I do.
On the 7th day, you go forward outside after getting everything together. You get the avatar ready, or the previous avatar. You get him outside. You show up with a large bag full of javelins. Your other 80 javelins have now been brought to you. We're going to say that the 20 that you were practicing with before are now used up, because some of them would have split open because of the energy. Some of them would have been warped because of the throw. You realize that your electricity is very volatile. So any of these are basically one-use javelins, but you were able to get the rest of them to you. Several other Daily members are walking with you, carrying all of them with you. As you make it outside of the area where the tree is, just again down from it, not up at it, but you're gonna have to reach it. You find that Dion Lee looks to you. You believe you're already ready to challenge my authority here?
I was really hoping you would just say tree.
You think that you are already ready?
I have to be.
I will warn you once again, Akira. If you destroy this tree with your lightning, you will never lightning bend again. Are we in agreement?
Yes.
Then you must strike the tree. If you miss the tree, then you fail, and I will teach you nothing. If you destroy the tree, you fail, and you will never use lightning again. If you strike the tree, and it does not get permanently harmed, I will show you what I know. So, Akira, now is the time. You look to the tree, again, noting the natural spiritual energy coming out of it from with your dragon eyes. As you stare forward toward it, the last bastion of spiritual energy in all of Ba Sing Se. I'd like to know, Akira. At this point, you have the floor. And need I remind everyone what the tree is? It is this tree. Who it is. Ooh woo.
Uncle Iroh's tree.
So not only will you not get anything in character if you destroy this tree, but you'll also forever be known as the player who destroyed Uncle Iroh's tree.
Sweet zone. Ah, I remember as a kid 100% crying and I didn't know why.
As you get in front of it, well, as in front of it as you can be, you're still a ways away from it. You pull out the javelins as Dion Lee looks to it with a bit of confusion, but doesn't say anything.
Huh?
Are you ready?
I grab a spear.
All right.
No.
Whenever you're ready, give me a physique roll. You have one fleeting.
All right. And I'm going to use 2 as well. So I'm going to have 3 chances.
Roll me 4 times.
You fucking choke on me now, you son of a bitch.
That's a 17. Roll me 3 more times.
All right.
You're basically seeing if you can beat a 17 at this point. 2 more times. 1 more time.
Right. Okay. So 17 plus 5.
As you toss the javelin, you send in as much lightning generation as you can with it as you step forward and you send it off. Roll me for your element.
Oh. that's left.
We're going all in. So that's 1,
All in,
2,
baby.
3, 4, 5. Okay.
5.
All right. And you have
That's
1
6.
fleeting.
Oh, God, chat. Here we go.
You are going to need a large number, I will say.
God damn. The dice gods have not been kind to me tonight. I'm getting not awesome rolls, but let's see if we can do this. Here we go. 1.
First roll. I swear if you nat 20 this.
If I had 20 this, I'm going to shit. I'm just gonna straight. Oh, what the
it's
wait,
doing
whoa.
weird. Oh, there it goes.
Hang on.
Hang on. We're hanging on. We're hanging on. Roll
Okay.
again. We're still on 1.
Okay. I think I hit E or something.
Yeah, we're still on the 1. It's fine. 11.
All right.
Can't get under an 11, but an 11 might not cut it. You have 6 more rolls. A 17 is pretty good,
Oh God.
but it might not cut it.
God. Unnatural 20.
4 more checks.
Where we can go. How many more?
4 more. 18 is pretty good, but it might not cut it. 3 more checks.
Oh no. No.
2 more checks. A 20 is pretty good, but it might not cut it.
Shit! Ate all of my shit! Sucked my entire fucking balls! Baby! Fucking yes!
Proceed to shit.
Oh! Oh!
As Akira, you fire off the javelin. You toss it, putting in as much lightning as you feel you can, because you realize that it does not matter how much you put in, because all of the lightning is going to be given off on the way as a spectacular sight is shown to the people of Ba Sing Se. As you toss this, as you fire this off, it almost looks as if an actual forked bolt of lightning leaves your hands, striking everything all around, making an actual burn along the grass up the mountain. As it strikes into the tree, a bright flash is seen.
Oh, arm is actually spasming right now. Holy shit.
As you get up to the top, as you and Dion Lee and all the Dai Li who are with you, and potentially some of your friends who are there, who's to say? This is all happening in like 7 days. We don't know what they're doing.
No. I've got mine.
As they strike in, Dion Lee makes his way to the tree trunk, sees the spear, which has basically split in 2, by the way. The spear itself, through the lightning that was put through it, seems to be almost the metal on it seems to have split and almost curled. As he looks to it, he pulls the spear out from the tree. There's a slight burn mark along the tree, just like what was on the target. But the tree itself seems completely fine other than that. I see. I was wondering what you were doing with this. You have found a way, even now, around a task that is delicate, using your own limitation of sight, throwing your lightning, making it not only a safe gesture for yourself, but you do not destroy what is around you. Fine, Akira. You have shown me once and for all that you are truly the one who is worthy of the gift I wish to bestow. As he stands looking toward the tree, he then turns to you as you approach. Akira, this body, this vessel that I am inside of, it will fail in the coming days. I was never meant to be inside of a temporary body such as this. But I believe the Black Rings knew that. They wished to keep me inside of these temporary vessels to aid them. They thought I would be afraid of death. And while I am, I was not afraid enough. You saw what I did before with Luca. The bending that I had done to bring back your friend. Inside of this form, I am able to hold on to many of my talents. One of which I was holding back on. You see him reach into his sleeve of his robes. As he does, he pulls out a single finger. As you look to it, you see it appears to be the finger of that same black clawed hand that he had used before to bring back Ichibei. It appears that he was hiding a piece of it.
Okay.
As he holds on to it, for a moment his eyes just trail down to it as the wind rushes forward toward him. This was my last vestige of hope, that I would somehow be able to fight against the erosion of this vessel. But there is no time. Even if I were to join the Black Rings now, I would perish before ever reaching their stronghold. Akira. In my life, I stole many powers, many unique abilities from those around. I stole anything that would make one unique, in hopes of finding something to prolong my own life. Many techniques lay in my body, and this hand was the last that I know of that should exist. The memories of all of those techniques lay within. What I offer you is a second life. He holds the finger out towards you.
I take the finger.
This morning, I went through everything I could. For some reason, I knew, even then, that you would succeed. What I offer you here is the same healing that I stole from that master long ago. As I mentioned to you before, Lightning Generation could stop your heart, could destroy your muscles, could leave you completely destroyed. But if you accept this gift of mine, there will be a chance. A chance that it will take nothing from you. Lightning Generation is still dangerous, Akira. You can rely on this to save you at your own peril. You still need to be cautious. But if you can handle that, then I'm sure that this will give you some sort of aid in your fight. Do you accept this power?
I do. I accept it on behalf of my friends, on behalf of the world.
I would like you to take that finger, bring it to the tree, place your palms against its bark and crush the last piece of myself in this world. Or, you don't have to, I guess. It's up to you, really, I suppose.
It's like, wait, what? Crushes it.
You just immediately use like you're a Dark Souls character. Sorry, what was that?
As you crush the
Humanity
finger,
restored.
as you crush the finger against this spiritual tree, you find that not only does this thing crumble into dust, as if it was made of the most brittle material you've ever seen, but the small burn mark that was along the tree, as well as the slight indentation from the javelin, seems to completely reverse itself. As you crush it alongside of it, Dion Lee lets in a big breath and then breathes out as he leans himself up against the tree.
Sure.
He looks up to you. What is it?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still scared.
Is that so? What is it that frightens you?
The weight. These adventures have been fun and all, but the weight is finally catching up to me. And I'm scared that these people I've come to know and love are going to die. And I'm also scared that if I die, that's it. I don't get to see them anymore. It's very wishy-washy, I know. But I don't know how it's to feel. Was it like this for when you were going around being the Avatar?
My boy. What you speak of right now is the reason I went down the path I did. I was afraid. At first, it was just because my friends died around me. Then it was because I myself could die. I knew my place as the Avatar. I would never truly be gone. But what kind of life would it have been? What kind of death would it have been in service to the more and more of those avatars made for this world to protect it? I hated it. The idea of not being able to keep myself or those around me safe. It will never go away, you know. As long as you hold power, you will always seek ways to use it to better yourself, to protect those around you. And if you're anything like me, he stops, but you're not. I've seen that. You're the one who will put everything into one attack just to protect those around you. You are the one who will nearly kill yourself before you'll allow a single person to hit the ground. No, Akira, you are not like me. You've seen the spirit world. You've seen all 4 of the nations as you've gone around and seen its people. That fear, while it is well placed, for people like you, you must harness it. You are someone who is truly gifted, one who can make a change with strength alone. Strength in your bending, in your body, and in your heart. You are far grander than any old man like me. protect them. If someone were to say that to me, I would say that's too simple. It's too simple to just protect them. How? But I feel for you. You will find a way. He slides himself down and sits down at the base of the tree. I will not be able to see you all off into the desert.
Quick thing. I get what's going on, right?
Yeah, you know that, like he had said before.
Yeah.
So, just a refresher, just in case you have forgotten, it's been several weeks. This man is inside of a vessel that was made for him.
No, I know
it's
all
like
that
a
part.
stone vessel.
It's the finger thing.
he is basically, unless he gets another one, he is going to perish within the next couple of days.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know if he was just like, since I crushed the finger.
No, it's nothing to do with the finger. He was saying that the finger was something he was holding on to in case he had found something else.
All right.
But
Coolio.
he was like, nah, there's no way I'm going to be able to find it. Fuck. Do me a favor, Akira.
Yes.
I do not deserve it, but tell any who wish to find me that I am here. And if it is not too much trouble, ask if you can send some of those bison over here as well. I have grown rather fond of them.
Very well, sir.
I will make this my home for now.
I must say, this is a very beautiful spot.
I thought the same whenever I grew up here in Ba Sing Se. As he sits back, eventually, the Dai Li and yourself would make your way back. You having now, apparently, at least according to him, have given yourself a way out in case some sort of large effect were to happen to you. Whether it be your own bending or some other kind of situation, some kind of healing will go over you, potentially. Or at least it has a chance, according to him. Who's to say if it'll actually work? Oh, that would really suck if it didn't. Anyway.
That would really suck if all that was... that whole buildup was just like, hey, yeah, get fucked, bitch.
It has a chance of activating. The chance is determined based on a roll from you. So we'll see whenever that comes down. As you would return, you would not really get an answer to how to deal with that fear. But according to Dian Lee, he seems to think that you'll be able to deal with it. That unlike him, you'll be able to actually find a healthy way around it. As we have that go down, we will move on. As we are going to go, just because I don't know exactly what they are going to be doing, we're going to be making our way to Luca.
Oh, hi.
As Luca, just as a brief recap of what happened at the end, at the beginning of everything here, everybody had given a bit of an idea of what they wanted to do. Most everybody had made their way to some sort of a sleeping position, whether it be in the room here or off in one of the guest rooms around the palace. Jin had basically assumed a leadership role of temporary Earth King at the moment.
Okay.
And the Fire Lord had came over and told him that they have a bunch of people here who can aid if he needs help for things and yada yada.
Yeah.
Everybody had set off to their own places, went off to what they were going to be doing. I wanted to ask you before we moved on if there was anything that night you wanted to do. If not, then we can move on to the next day for you.
Probably the next day.
Okay.
Luca has not rested.
That all being said, as whenever we had made our way through all of this, like I had said, I knew that several people would be doing. The first person was going to be Akira, but we are looking for what people are going to be doing over the next week, any sort of interactions they want to do, because the next week, this is the last week of spring. And you guys know that according to that weird prophecy that went over from for Nuon, that the final battle of which would be happening sometime in summer, whether it be this summer or next summer. You guys know that at least for a week you have to wait. Upon this being said, everybody had gone off to potentially figure out what they were going to do for the week. Akira was the only one that I knew exactly what they were going to do, so we will give you a chance to figure out exactly what you want to do for that week, Luca. And I will make my way over to the only other person I know what they're going to be doing. And that is going to be Jin.
Hello.
Jin, because you have taken the responsibility of being the Earth King, and you've done that completely of your own accord and nobody coerced you into it, I would like to know over the next several days of your preparations, you will have to, unfortunately, be around for any sort of understandings that have to be going about. Whether people from the lower rings or middle or upper rings are having problems. A lot of questions from people wondering where the Earth King is, wondering where what's happening about things. You would have to let them know that the Earth King is still asleep. He is not woken up since things have gone down. The Dai Li are listening to you, yada yada, a bunch of things going down. I would like to know from you specifically, other than all of the red tape, I would like to know from you specifically, is there anything you would like to do in Ba Sing Se over this next week that you would know you would have power over?
Oh, fuck.
Any sort of preparations you would like to do for going off into the desert that you would now have complete control over because you are literally the person with the most power in the Earth Kingdom.
Know when you worked really hard because you wanted something, and then you get it and you forget why you wanted it in the first place? It's this. That's it. Why did I want this?
If you want any refreshers on where things are as well, I can give them to you.
I know the Earth Kingdom is basically in shambles right now.
Currently, you would know, looking about the Earth Kingdom, there is most of the things in the north are completely in shambles. There's nobody really doing much of anything except for the city of Nutaku as far as any actual structure. Most people are making their way to Nutaku to kind of just hang out there. As far as everything down south, you would know that most of that is taken over by southern water inhabitants. There's not really a lot of things you can do there. You know that apparently here in the desert, some sort of tower is where the party's at, and you know for a fact your oasis did not have a tower.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
The only other thing you do know about Earth Kingdom stuff right now, at least just offhand, is that there is an occupation right now in Omashu from a large army of Ba Sing Se. Other than that, there's not really a lot you would know off the top of your head.
Oh fuck.
Would you like to put some resources into trying to find out whatever this tower is? Would you like to pull some resources in trying to get information to the north to potentially ask any of your allies for help, such as either the other Ona that's up there, or the not Ona, the other Oni that's up there, or the Ona itself, trying to get any sort of word to them, or even just getting some sort of militia coming in from there? Do you want to try to bring back anyone from Omashu to try to make sure that there's any sort of group that you can group of people you can do? You do know if you bring them back from Omashu, they will have to make their way through the desert, but who knows? Maybe they'll be fine. Do you want to try to gather any resources in the actual city of Ba Sing Se that you think you might want, that you think you might need? What is going down here? Is there anything in particular you want to do over the next week for your preparation for assaulting the desert?
The first time I get to see what it's like on the other side. Okay, let's see here. Omashu is problematic. That's a lot of manpower that's not anywhere else where it could be.
Yeah, that is a lot of manpower that is on the other side of the desert, currently occupying a city.
Yeah, it's it is. Where's this tower supposed to be?
It's somewhere in the desert.
Great.
As far as what information you would get from Nya, it would be some sort of a tower in the desert. They said they'd never been there. You would get the same information from Toa and Yaru. They would never have gone there either. It is mostly something that most people avoid.
Do I know? I think we know about like the Great Library or something happened to that.
There is a great library in the desert. You're not sure if it's a tower or not. You've never seen it yourself, but that could be something. If you want to try to find any information on where the Great Library would be, you could do that.
Probably should send recon out that way, though. I don't know historically how well they've been doing that. I wouldn't know at this point about anything about my nation's security. So.
You have no idea anything about any security in the desert. That being said, when it comes to sending anybody out there, you could potentially try to send some recon out there if you'd like.
Trustworthy people I know won't get fucking killed or fuck up and do something stupid like getting captured or killed by people or the wildlife. So I send word out that way. Since, walking in blind to the desert is never a good thing.
Okay. If you're wanting to use the manpower to send people off into the desert, go ahead and give me for the first little bit of this. Go ahead and give me a charm roll, please.
Go.
That's pretty good.
Dirty 20.
And give me a diligence check after that.
Ooh, that's not nearly as impressive a number. 11.
All right. What I want you to do You have sent forth over the next week, over the next a bit of time. You gather a force of people in front of you. Most of them being Dai Li members that you would like to send out because you're pretty sure that Dai Li would have the biggest chance to go unnoticed, since they have the training that that would mostly keep them into some sort of shadows. As you would find a couple of members of the Dai Li that would be willing to go and take on this task. You also feel, unfortunately, none of them are anyone you were able to get amazingly great checks on. You know that none of them were ones that attacked you guys, so that's good. None of these were people that had attacked you guys from Lake Laogai or had attacked you guys at the palace, so that's pretty good. But unfortunately, since you can't vouch for any of them, you do need to, at least from what you think, send somebody with them. I would like to know, if you are sending these guys out there, most likely this would be enough for 2 groups. A group of 4, a group of 4. I would like to know, do you have anyone in particular you want to send with each of these groups? A named NPC.
Yeah, trying to think who would I fucking send.
And assume that everybody is usable. Except for probably the Earth King.
This is a rough one.
I got it.
Genuine.
Send Lanoa.
No. All right. 2 people I can trust to not fuck up.
There also have to be people that, if they do end up getting captured, you may, or who knows what'll happen to them.
Yeah. I think the best people to send on a scouting party right now would be Nando and Sudi. Yeah.
You're gonna send these 2 out? As you give each of them power over their respective Dai Li, you make sure at least one of the Dai Li each are metal benders. You send 2 metal benders with Sudi because, dust bending and all that good stuff. As you will send these 2 groups out, they will do their best to find reconnaissance on what this tower would be, and if they can find out anything about the Great Library. On the 5th day, you will send out this party. As you send them out, you expect, because of the way that they move and from how everything comes down with them, you expect them to be back within 5 days.
Okay.
As you send them out, for the last 2 of these days, is there anything else you'd like to do? Any kind of reconnaissance, any kind of anything like that? You know that the others would not be back yet.
Yeah. The last 2, so what do I want to do? Very small work. The old man is still fucking out cold, isn't he?
The Earth King?
The old Earth King, yeah.
Yes. He is not like in danger of death, but he has basically been bedridden for the past 5 days.
Fuck. Okay.
And currently Hit is refusing to talk to anybody.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
He is in the dungeons refusing to chit chat.
Yeah. Shit. Okay. All right. Last 2 days.
Is there any kind of preparation you can make for going off into the desert?
I'd imagine we need to figure out, like, bison are one thing, but feeding and watering all that is going to be an issue. So probably that is on the docket of important shit we need to figure out?
Maybe setting out for gathering some caravans to be filled with food and provisions.
You should know about sand skimmers and all that, so trying to figure out how much we can transfer, because carts ain't gonna make it through that sand.
Carts
Bison
can,
might, but
carts
Bison
can
also
make
need
it.
them.
Carts can make it. The big problem with sand skimmers is the fact that you have to use sand benders.
Yeah.
Or airbenders. Technically, you could maybe try to get airbenders to do it. At the same time, though, you do know that most sandbenders are people who consider themselves allied to the deserts. There's not a ton of people in Bossing Say who would be someone you could trust for sand skimmers.
I do have airbenders here, though.
You do have airbenders.
There's that. And I mean, carts can probably make it, but
they will be slow.
I feel like I'm fairly aware of the shit that lives out there and how well carts will deal with some things.
Here's the big thing as well. You're looking at this, you know for a fact, you're not going to get, with the amount of people you're wanting to move into the desert, you're not going to get out of it unscathed.
Yeah.
A cart is going to go, potentially some people are going to go, potentially some livestock are going to go. If you're wanting to move basically an army into the desert, you're not going to be going through the desert itself without casualty.
I'm trying to figure out ways to minimize that as much as possible.
I know.
Because it's...
Do we want to go with you sending out word of needing airbenders?
Yeah. It's going to be a long and hard journey.
Okay. As you do, we will say that you would make your way and ask the gurus that you have with you, Guru Shikal and Guru Korra, to make their way up toward one of the air temples, and potentially try to come back with a group of air nomads who can potentially help steer some sand skimmers.
I'm not looking for war. I'm not looking for people to help fight our battle. Just people to help keep others alive until we get there.
They will set themselves out. Upon doing so, they would be back in relatively good time. You guys are close enough to the Northern Air Temple that you guys could potentially be able to get there and back within a couple of days. So you would expect them back before the people from the desert would come back. With that being said, as Jin, you are going through the motions and doing those things for the next week, you are very busy. You are not going to have a lot of social interaction time quite yet, but we will get to that in just a bit. Hopefully, at this point, upon having both Akira and Jin do their things, you guys have thought about what you guys want to do for the next week. So, is anybody ready to say what they want to do? Of Ichibe, Rue, Mei Li, and Luca?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if I could speak to the avatar, the old one, and also ask if Luca wanted to come with because it's related to waterbending training.
You could definitely do something of such.
Mm-hmm.
Within the first week, within this week, there is we are gonna assume that the avatar has not gone and sat at his tree forever quite yet. That was on the 7th day that he went and did that. Luca, do you want to go with Rue and go and talk with the avatar?
Yeah.
Okay. We will get to that first then. We will consider this the one of the first few days. As Rue and Luca, you guys would make your way about the palace, looking to find the previous avatar, Dion Lee. Upon doing so, you guys would find him outside of the palace at one point, making his way about throughout the gardens to the side of the palace itself. As you guys would find him, he would be basically walking about among some of the baby bison who are still around. At which point, you guys would see him turn to you and wait. As you all approach him, is there anything you guys would like to say as you're approaching him?
We will just kind
Look at all
of
these
look at
bison.
Luca.
All these babies.
We will kind of look like at Luca, thinking like, should I talk to him first? Should you talk to him first? He killed a tree last time I remember him.
Wait, he what?
Right. I've not told that many people. Oh, it's related to that guy you were talking about. So you know that waterbender guy that boss was protecting?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's dead now.
No one's told you that yet. You see, he was in the Daily base. He's also a bloodbender, kind of crazy. He kind of absorbed the Daily's energy during the fight, killed a lot of them, and
you can do that?
Apparently,
That's
turns out he
messed up, but okay.
also turns out he was there when I was a kid when the Avatar was doing the weird stuff with the trees. So he's been to the south before.
That's not good.
And I killed him. We killed him, but like I didn't stab him.
As you should, I guess.
Oh, and he's dead now.
And he's okay.
Just in case you didn't know, he's dead. Lad.
I'm just
Good.
gonna say it now. He was batshit insane.
Mm-hmm. He sounds like it.
Mm-hmm. Like I don't know how we got into the council in the north.
What?
You said he was part of the council, right?
Wait, him?
Yes, the one that you guys would have been, the one that would have been with boss. You would have learned you would have learned at the manor area.
Like,
he would have been that guy. Yeah.
What you're saying? He was a bloodbender.
Yeah.
That somehow drained. Oh my god, my image of him is so broken right now. He was so nice.
I wish I could believe you, but then
he was such a nice guy. He was the leader. He was kind and Are you sure? Please confirm to me.
Give description of how he looks.
I guess, well, that's him minus the crazy, I guess.
So, you okay?
Well, I just found out that the leader, one of the leaders of the North was, pretty much insane. And I clung on to every word he said and thought he was a great person. Kind of looked up to him, actually.
Well, at least you turned out well.
Thanks. I guess.
I mean, you're not an insane bloodbender, but yeah, you're not an insane bloodbender. Squints.
Squints. Yeah. Sure. I guess I am on the lower spectrum of it.
But yeah, yeah. So that's that news.
Are you two just going to talk over there around me?
To be fair, we weren't talking about you yet.
You had approached me, you had looked at me, and then you asked who was going to speak to me, and then you started speaking amongst yourselves.
To be fair, you're playing with the bison, and we know how much you like doing that.
Then give me more space.
No.
Wow,
So
you're
how you
sassy.
doing, Beyond Lee?
If you're going to speak to me, come closer.
Well, you're hard of hearing. Starts moving.
Oh my gosh. Rue, please.
Lightning bolt goes through Rue's chest. I'm like,
It's fine. Luke is here. He can heal me.
No, like,
I've just been
not
talking so
lightning.
much shit. I'm with a healer. I can talk as much as I want.
Oh my god.
I can talk so much
That's not
shit.
that's not how that works, Rue.
What is it the two of you want?
Information and help with waterbending. Since you're the Avatar, you should know a bunch of stuff related to that.
Everyone's coming to me for training now, as if I have nothing better to do.
Do you?
Yeah, do you?
I do.
That's not playing with the bison.
Oh.
What is it you want? You can't
Well,
just walk up to me and be like, oh, give me all your waterbending secrets. I don't know anything of the two of you or what you do. All I know is that from what I can tell, you are strong benders. So what more would someone like me have to teach you?
Oh,
That
come
is
on.
fair.
Don't be like that. I mean, you taught Akira lightning bending. I'm just saying.
Don't speak of Akira to me right now.
Are you disappointed in him?
No. But there is some intricacy between that right now. It is to be seen whether or not something is worth giving any sort of thought over. That being said, he steps forward, making his way away from the bison, looking over toward where Luca is. You showed great prowess in healing before. It was to my knowledge that men were not taught healing in the north.
No, they weren't. I went undercover, I guess. Which I suppose brings me into this. Even if you don't end up teaching me anything, I still wanted to say thank you. You saved my life back then, even though I definitely did not deserve it.
Did my talk the other day not get anything through to all of you? I am no saint or savior. Anything that I may have done for any of you, assume I did so for my own benefit as well.
That doesn't matter to me. You still saved me. Whether it was in result to something for yourself, whatever, it still resulted in me being here. Being able to do what I do, I was able to learn healing. To even get to this point. And that resulted from you.
I had made my way to the north to learn of a special kind of bending, one that utilized water bending in their techniques in order to manipulate the spirits around them.
The spirit bending, right?
It was made simply by observing the spirits of the moon up into the northern water tribe. By watching their swimming through the currents, those were able to figure out how to maneuver water, or even just spirits themselves throughout waves in the air, purifying and potentially utilizing them. Unfortunately, while I was there, the one who was trying to teach me these skills, they had gone too far. They had wished to take the opportunity to kill me and absorb the power of the Avatar into themselves. That, in turn, created a landslide, an avalanche.
So that wasn't just a natural disaster.
I wish it was. While it is not something that I personally feel I am responsible for, it does come into the fact that while I was there, something of that occurred. At which point I tried to save as many lives as I could. I did not want anything on my conscience. I'm sorry that anything happened to you on that day. And I am glad that I was able to save someone of such incredible raw talent. What I can say from that is that I was able to afterwards, after seeing to that man's removal, I was able to learn that technique, at least back in those days. I then went further and made my way to the Southern Water Tribe. He turns to Rue. And I believe you may have seen where some of my experimentation led to. Upon seeing that man try to siphon my own ability from me, I learned that I could do the same. I attempted to siphon the life force from the trees of the Southern Water Tribe. Those spiritual roots taking form, and, from what people say, making their way through the entirety of the South, maybe even further underneath the ocean's waves. It was not able to prolong my life, in fact, it may have even shortened it. But it was something I was able to see, and those who were down there were able to see from me as well. It is not something that any bender was meant to do. At least of all people like me who intend to actually use that power. Now I ask you again, what exactly would you feel I could tell you or give you?
Honestly, that went a lot deeper than I thought it would.
I know. I'd already spoken with Jen before, and just the other day I spoke with Akira. I want each of you to know that while some of your lives may have revolved around the thought that I have saved you, it doesn't mean that the one that stands before you is anything worth keeping around. If I have saved you, it is by your own merit that you still live.
I mean, to be fair, you've done nothing but traumatize me, but I don't feel like getting rid of you.
Just looks over towards you, Rue.
Oh my god.
I don't have any fond memories of you.
To be fair, I don't even really remember you.
Yeah, fair enough.
All I remember is, I believe, yes, you are the one from... You ran away as soon as you saw me performing my duties, did you not?
Yep. And I kind of forgot about that because my parents died.
Are you okay?
Yeah, a lot happens in my life.
Very clearly,
Yeah, my life
okay,
crazy.
we should. Yeah, I was like, maybe we should talk later. Anyway,
Yeah, that'd be nice. Um, one of the reasons why I did want to come and talk to you to learn something is, well, when I encountered the man with the gold mask, well, plant bending seemed ineffective. Like, the spirit felt weakened.
Weakened.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly do you mean?
So you notice the flower on my head?
Yes, I see the spirit on your head.
Mm-hmm. Anytime I would try and use the vines from its seeds to attack the man with the golden mask, well, the spirit didn't want to. I kind of like felt scared. Is that the best way to put it?
Scared.
Mm.
When you say the man with the golden mask, you mean the glassbender, correct?
Correct.
There is much
Really
to
big
be.
coward.
There is much to be feared from that man. That man is the one who had fulfilled the plan to revive me. At least to the point where you see in front of you now. I have mentioned before, but they had utilized a man who was able to turn his victims into stone. And whenever I have mentioned that, Jin had mentioned that this was someone that you had all had some sort of run-in with before. An airbending master with a very unique set of beads and tattoos.
I wasn't there for that. Looks at Luca.
you know, like which was.
So, let me go and grab the thing.
I, Lindo, no.
We go grab
I
the
walked away
thing.
from the thing. It's the bald man with the funny hair that we fought at the beginning of the campaign. You know,
Yes,
the guy.
man.
I stole the fucking beads off his body.
Man that we killed twice.
I'm still wearing his fucking beads.
I had to solo fight that man's with new ones.
Yes.
Janet said that you had fought with them before.
Yeah.
There is only one reason behind that, then. If you have done what you needed and killed them, we can only assume then that they were revived in the same manner similar to myself.
That is not good.
That's why I'm saying the man with the golden mask who calls himself a king. He had tried to utilize my ability after he had revived me. They had tried to use me to aid them, and in such, I did teach one of them lightning bending. I believe you've already taken care of that man, however, luckily enough.
Oh, you're a student.
Other than that, they got nothing from me. Which they seemed sore over. But what were they going to do? That being said, because of that, they didn't revive me fully. They didn't actually put into plan the initiative that I wanted them to, which was to find a piece of my body and use that for the vassal resurrection. With that being said, you can assume now that any loyal to them, they may have some way to reform or to utilize again. If you are planning on going after them, know this. The man that you just spoke of, the one that you had said was the bloodbender, The one that I remember showing the techniques of spirit bending to. That man may not be as deceased as you want him to be.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Excuse me.
No, yeah, for fuck's sake.
There is a way around it, however.
Okay, what's the solution?
The body that I'm currently in, it is made of rock and earth. The petrification that was used on it, while a normal earthbender should not be able to mess with it. Potentially, one with any sort of spiritual acuity might be able to strike them a little differently or better. The spirit on your head there, while it is afraid of that man, perhaps it may be the key of also defeating them. If I remember the spirits similar to that, I believe they have a certain unique property among their petals.
They do heal, from what I know.
If you were to somehow use spiritual waters or some sort of concoction with those petals, perhaps that could actually harm those who are resurrected. I do not know if that is the actual case, but as far as I am to be concerned, that is the only way I could think of to actually combat something of myself.
In the past, when the looks around Oni, when they were petrified, I had attempted to heal them with something called a cure-all.
Cure-all?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's made of. It's a mix of a lot of things, but it did work.
You also know that the cure-all had some spiritual waters as its base.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it was waters from the top of a mountain.
So it did include spiritual waters.
Hmm. Perhaps trying to find more of this cure-all could be beneficial then?
Though, the last time I attempted that, that's when you saved me again, actually. If you remember that.
Did I?
So that's, twice.
Right, that was whenever you had your arms completely destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
What?
you should work on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You use the cure-all for healing?
I did, and clearly not a good idea to have... What type of poison was it?
Canyon crawler and spider squid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spider
those
squid
two
ink and
poisons.
canyon crawler venom.
Venom in it. Not a good idea.
Yes, don't use venom in healing. That sounds dumb.
Yes, but it was deemed a cure-all, and it worked before, and I was desperate.
Yeah, no,
You don't see people
agree with,
petrified often.
I don't agree with the avatar of it often, but yeah, that sounds dumb.
Wow. Okay.
Did it at least work?
It did.
Good. And you didn't destroy yourself for nothing. Though between you and Akira, I believe that it is a miracle that you're still around.
Yeah. I am not the smartest of the bunch, let's just say.
I do not have any secret waterbending techniques I can show you. As I had already mentioned to Akira, the lightning generation that I had taught him is something that I currently am incapable of doing.
Mm.
My time is short with this vessel, and I cannot move extremely well as it stands. So teaching anyone beyond anything is something I believe is mostly inaccessible to me.
Mm.
But I do have knowledge. If you feel that you have something that you want to ask, I could give it to you, if it is something there. Unfortunately, when it comes to bending or gifts, I have already decided on what to do with the last that I can give.
This might sound like a really bad request, but do you think you could write down how spirit bending looks?
You see him look at you?
No, don't give me that look. In case someone's about to do it, shit.
Is there a way to counter spirit?
Exactly
He
that.
just looks to you as well. Remember when I just said that no one should be able to do what I did?
I know, but what if they do? What do we do?
I would like both of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like both of you to go ahead and roll me for your charm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
Let me get some answers.
Do you, okay, yeah, I'll
Great.
take some too.
I got my 2 charm. I'm taking 3 of these.
I have 0 charm. What are you talking about?
I have negatives.
I'm gonna take 2.
Okay.
A good amount, an okay amount, just to attempt.
That's a 0.
Second roll. 6. Third roll.
Okay, 12.
4. Last roll. So my highest was a 4.
Okay, 17. Okay, 17.
As Rue, you bring it up, you do see that your words don't really get through that amazingly well. However, as he does look to Luca, and with everything being said between the two of you, he sits there for a moment, looks back. If it is simply to defend oneself, I suppose I could at least mention how it looks. When one is using...
there any defense?
When one is using spiritual bending, one shouldn't worry. At least as far as... He stops for a second and then looks to the two of you. No, actually, the two of you are the ones that would most likely be the most worrisome with it. As I had mentioned before, someone had tried to siphon spiritual energy from me whenever I had went to them. When it comes to the two of you, you see him reach out and grab at Rue's head, and then grab at your head, Luca. With the two of you being so connected to the spirits, I suppose defense is something you would need. When I had seen it used, as opposed to when I was using it, it sends out a bright wave of light, one that can almost be considered golden, very pristine. When used on a spirit, one can either use it to sedate a spirit that is rampaging, or to siphon from that spirit, as I did with the spiritual trees. When it comes to the two of you, with a spirit lying within your very hair, and spiritual blood going through your veins, I believe you would be very susceptible for any type of magic or any type of bending such as that. I do not know a good defense other than being proactive. If you are to break any sort of concentration they may have on you, that is your best solution, is to get them to stop. Spirit bending is not immediate. It is something that, while it is happening, you do have some way of surviving against, as long as you break the one who is messing with it. My only advice is to attack any would have the ability. And if you watch them closely, perhaps you may be able to figure out how to perform minor abilities of it. But remember, that is not why I'm telling you this.
Crystal clear.
Of course.
If you truly wish to learn more about waterbending, I propose you trying to work on your strengths. You had just said that you were a plant bender, correct?
Only recently, but yes.
If that spirit inside of you is what I believe it to be, then you just need to work on your nerve. You need to make sure that your spirit is ready and able to go after this man. Because if you are to falter in battle, it would require much effort to stay alive. As I'm sure Jin Hailong can tell you, this person plays for keeps. A single mistake on either of your parts and you'll be missing a limb, if not worse.
Yeah, no, seriously, he's a giant jerk. Like, he makes you look like a saint.
Steel the nerve of your spirit. Attempt to figure out more about it. Meditate on it. Try to mess with as much as you can with your plant bending while you have a chance. And while you are off in the desert, keep an open mind as to what you may or may not be able to work with. As for you, if you are to fight this bloodbender, if he does in fact show himself once again, you need to make sure that you are more powerful. From what I understand from what you all had told me of your fight, this man was able to keep himself alive using the very blood upon himself. He coated himself in his own and others' blood and stopped himself from dying temporarily. What you need to do is make sure that if something like that is to happen, you can overexert yourself. You can exert more control over blood than he and take away his armor. Shred it from him. If he doesn't have any blood coating him, then he should fall. You just have to be a better bender than he. Do you think you can do that?
I have to do that.
Good answer. There is no more need, as the two of you are advanced benders in your own right. There is no more need for fancy techniques. There is no more need for anything of the such. You need to get your skills that you have under control. You need to make sure the spirit in your hair is ready to fight as much as you are. And you need to make sure that no one is your equal in the thing that is unique to you.
Understood.
And that goes double for you. If you are able to use bloodbending as well as I saw you were, without even a full moon, make sure that you are the best bloodbender so that you can overtake that man if you were to see him again.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to make my way away before another person comes and finds me and asks me for more advice.
You should hurry. I think Maylee's looking for you.
A waste of my final days. He starts walking off. The bison start going
Love
after him.
you too. I'm kidding.
As he's walking off, as the bison gather around him, he does stop and look back. I saved no one. Your own merit is why you stand here today. Remember that.
Pretty sure that was for you, Luca.
He still gave me the chance.
Listen, he's just being son about it.
Yeah. Just surrounded by them.
Son, an old Water tribe proverb.
Yeah. Yeah, it's how the North and the South split. They were son.
They were son with each other. Alright. I need to figure out... Oh god, how to train my blood bending.
Oh, just ask the Daily. They deserve it.
I can't just use people, right?
I mean, I'm sure Jin can spare a few people.
Oh my god.
He's in charge. It's fine. That's why I'm gonna find somewhere to meditate.
Right, okay.
Maybe Nuan has some good meditation spots. Yeah.
Yeah, Nuan would.
Good luck with your bloodbending. I wish I could help, but... Yeah, I don't do that.
I mean, you could. You could say I could at you. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke.
I'm just saying.
Why would you want to?
If I'm not scared of a bloodbender, then my flower friend shouldn't be scared of one either.
Why does that make sense? And why is it dumb at the same time?
Sometimes it just makes sense. Anyway, shall we be
okay, but you offered it, okay? you offered it.
I'll tell you when I'm in extreme pain.
I'm pretty sure that comes with the territory.
What did I sign up to?
That's what I'm asking you.
Well, too late to call it out. Let's go.
Okay.
You guys will make your way away. Both of you having an idea on potentially what you need to work on for the next couple of days. Both of you hoping to learn some sort of secret ancient jutsu you could do, but unfortunately, there's nothing to do. You guys just have to get better at things and hope that nobody spirit bends at you. Which, to be fair, it most likely won't happen.
Most likely, it's not definitely not.
Yeah. As you guys will make your way back about and try to figure out if Jin has some Daily to spare to do some practicing on.
Oh my gosh.
We will make our way over to... Does either Mei-Lee or Ichibe have an idea what they want to do for the week? I guess not. Holy shit. Squeaky and Tristan?
I'm gonna BRB for a minute. Hard to say.
Hello? Let me send him a message.
Hmm. Hmm.
The silence is deafening. Exactly, Phoenix. You got it.
I'm staring at my dog right now. Like, I give up.
Ba, 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 ba. Do-do-do.
Yes. Hmm.
You're the little rusties.
Can't believe the Avatar didn't want to teach us spirit bending. I'm kidding.
Can't believe
that's
the
fucked up, bro.
I'm kidding.
Can't believe the Avatar doesn't want to teach you guys how to manipulate the spirits.
Yeah.
I can't
God.
What a dick.
What a dick.
But
What
he'll
an
freely give out
asshole.
lightning bending.
I just messaged Squeaky, and
Mhm.
there's some things going down. Tristan, do you have anything you wanna do right now, or should we just catch up on this next time?
Well, I know that you were trying to do a schedule between 5 and 8 p.m. Pacific time, 8 and
Yeah.
11 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, that's why
The things that I want to do could very well take up anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes, depending on what you let me do. So honestly, for the good of everyone, maybe we try and go on it another week.
we can do that. We can definitely do that.
Mhm.
So at the moment, we are going to be it is rather abrupt. But whenever we are going to be making our way away from Luca and Rue, I believe that knowing that the Avatar is going to have some interesting things between the three people that we had seen go through things there. We will make our way and try to get going with the last two members. Figure out what they're going to do with the week next time, and then finish off any little things that the others might want to do as well before heading off to the desert. Hopefully making our way to the desert next time. We'll have to see how things go. But I think it's a good time for us to end the recording right there. Hopefully you guys had a good time, and we will come back next week with some more Avatar. Hope everybody have a
Let's
good time.
go.
Goodbye, everybody.
Have a good night. Goodbye.
Good night, guys.